On the path to a meaningful life, three essential qualities stand as unwavering pillars: focus, discipline, and self-mastery. These are not merely tools for success but the very foundation upon which inner peace and true fulfillment are built. In a world overflowing with distractions, temptations, and the unpredictable twists of fate, the ability to concentrate on what truly matters, maintain unshakable discipline, and govern oneself distinguishes a Stoic from the restless masses. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." His words serve as a powerful reminder that freedom is not granted by external circumstances but cultivated from within, through control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions. To achieve true freedom, one must develop the strength to remain focused amidst chaos, the discipline to endure hardships without complaint, and the wisdom to navigate life with reason rather than impulse. Living as a Stoic does not mean rejecting life's pleasures or avoiding suffering. Instead, it is about embracing every moment with purpose and clarity. It is a lifelong commitment to self-improvement, choosing virtue over fleeting gratification, and continuously refining one's character. This way of life leads to resilience, wisdom, and lasting inner peace. Are you ready to embark on this journey? If so, leave a comment saying, "I am ready," and let's take the next step together. Focus. To live according to Stoic principles, focus is not just a skill, it is the very core of a disciplined mind. The ability to direct one's thoughts toward what truly matters is an act of profound self-mastery. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His words emphasize that a meaningful life begins with the cultivation of focus. Even dedicating just 17 minutes a day to reprogramming your mind can lead to greater clarity and resilience. Studies suggest that such intentional practice, even for a short period, can reshape neural pathways, enhance concentration, and reduce susceptibility to distractions. Techniques like meditation and mindfulness train the brain to resist irrelevant thoughts, ultimately strengthening the ability to stay present, one of the core foundations of Stoic philosophy. On the journey to mastering focus, it is important to understand the concept of attentional blink, a phenomenon where the brain momentarily loses the ability to process information due to excessive fixation on a single detail. This is particularly relevant for individuals with ADHD, who are often misunderstood as being inattentive. In reality, their challenge is not a lack of focus but rather an intense concentration on specific elements, which can lead to missing other crucial information. Recognizing this allows Stoic practitioners to develop strategies for balancing attention, ensuring they do not become overly fixated on trivial matters while still maintaining awareness of the broader picture. One effective method that aligns with Stoic philosophy is open monitoring, a practice that encourages expanding one's awareness to multiple factors rather than focusing on a single point. Imagine a hiker standing before a vast canyon. If they fixate only on a single rock or tree, they might overlook the entire landscape, missing crucial details that could guide their journey. Observing the bigger picture not only deepens appreciation for nature, but also serves as a strategic approach, providing insights into the terrain, environmental conditions, and the best path forward. This philosophy applies to life itself. When people focus too narrowly on one aspect of a problem while ignoring the larger context, they risk making poor decisions. By considering both details and the broader perspective, they can make wiser choices, anticipate potential consequences, and navigate challenges with greater clarity. Another powerful method in Stoic practice is introspection, turning focus inward to observe bodily sensations, breath, and subtle muscle tensions. Spending even 17 minutes engaged in such self-awareness exercises strengthens attention and reduces instances of attentional blink. For a Stoic, this practice is akin to fortifying the mind, creating an inner stronghold that remains unaffected by external disturbances. By incorporating these habits, one aligns with the Stoic ideal of maintaining control over the mind, fostering inner tranquility, and facing life's challenges with composure. To illustrate the power of focus, consider a simple yet profound activity: tending to a garden. After a long day, stepping away from external pressures and immersing oneself in nature offers a natural escape from distractions, creating the perfect conditions for mindfulness. Gardening is more than a physical task. It is a spiritual journey that demands full presence. Pruning rose branches symbolizes cutting away unnecessary thoughts, lightening the mind and bringing peace. The sensation of soil beneath one's hands connects a person to the present moment, reinforcing the Stoic principle of living in the here and now. Sunlight filtering through leaves serves as a reminder that clarity comes when we focus completely, sharpening the mind and illuminating our path forward. Through such immersive practices, distractions fade, and a harmony between thoughts, sensations, and actions is established. This is the essence of true focus, where peace and fulfillment crystallize. The beauty of introspection and open monitoring lies in their simplicity and lasting benefits. These techniques are accessible to all, from children learning concentration skills to busy adults seeking mental clarity, and even seniors working to maintain cognitive sharpness. More importantly, such practices help slow down age-related cognitive decline, keeping the mind agile and alert. They require no complex tools or long-term commitments, only discipline and a dedication to self-improvement. In Stoic philosophy, focus is not just about attention, it is about purposeful direction. It is the ability to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not, channeling energy into meaningful pursuits. By cultivating this virtue, one gains clarity, perseverance, and the ability to respond calmly to life's uncertainties. As Seneca once said, it's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. By reclaiming focus, we can fully appreciate the time we have, directing it toward meaningful goals and living with intention. Focus is the gateway to discipline and self-mastery, the pillars of a Stoic life. Let it guide your actions, sharpen your mind, and anchor your soul in the present. Within the mastery of focus lies the power to transform not just fleeting moments but an entire lifetime. And if focus is the flame that illuminates the path, then discipline is the steadfast force that carries us forward. While focus defines our goals, only discipline can bring them to life. Discipline is not merely a set of rigid rules, it is the art of self-control, perseverance, and intentional action. Every day, do you have the discipline to resist temptation, overcome procrastination, and remain steadfast on your path to self-mastery? If so, let's continue this journey and explore the profound role of discipline through the lens of Stoicism. Discipline is the foundation upon which a purposeful and controlled life is built. Without it, the mind is easily swayed by fleeting pleasures, impulsive emotions, and trivial desires. Discipline serves as a steadfast companion to focus, ensuring that we remain on the right path despite life's inevitable temptations and challenges. A mind that is disciplined is also resilient, capable of withstanding external pressures while remaining committed to what truly matters. As Epictetus wisely stated, man is disturbed not by things, but by the views he takes of them. This highlights the importance of perception. Inner peace and focus do not stem from controlling external events, but from how we interpret and respond to them. With a disciplined mindset, let's explore the 5 fundamental principles of focus in Stoic philosophy, which can help cultivate mental resilience and lead to true self-mastery. The first principle is to accept everything as it is. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is embracing reality rather than resisting or denying it. Wishing for things to be different or dwelling on the past only leads to frustration. Those who lack discipline often find themselves trapped in regret or fantasy, avoiding the truth instead of facing it. However, disciplined individuals recognize that acknowledging reality is the first step to overcoming challenges. Take the story of Brian, a determined entrepreneur who faced an economic crisis that threatened his business. Initially, he felt overwhelmed and blamed external factors. But instead of succumbing to despair, he adopted a Stoic mindset, calmly accepting the situation and reassessing his strategy. This shift in perspective allowed him to navigate the crisis effectively and find sustainable opportunities. The key takeaway here is that acceptance does not mean surrendering. Rather, it provides a solid foundation for making informed and strategic decisions. While we cannot control everything that happens, we can always control how we respond. The second principle is to avoid seeking pleasure for its own sake. The constant pursuit of fleeting pleasures often leads to a loss of self-control and a life dictated by temporary desires. Stoicism teaches that instead of chasing instant gratification, we should focus on long-term values, things that nourish the soul and bring true stability. Relying on short-term pleasures is like building a house on sand. It may feel satisfying momentarily, but it cannot withstand life's inevitable trials. Consider physical fitness as an example. Those who lack discipline often give in to the comfort of fast food, laziness, and indulgence, which ultimately derail their health goals. In contrast, disciplined individuals understand that achieving a strong body requires patience, resisting temptations, and consistent effort. More than just physical well-being, this practice strengthens mental resilience as well. The lesson here is simple. When faced with temptation, ask yourself. The third principle is to avoid acting based on half-hearted feelings. Emotions can be powerful influences, often pushing us to make rash decisions in moments of excitement, fear, or uncertainty. However, disciplined individuals do not allow their temporary emotions to dictate their actions. Instead, they train themselves to act only when their minds are clear and free from doubt. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once remarked that impulsiveness is the enemy of reason. In the financial world, for instance, rather than hastily investing based on trends or advice from others, disciplined individuals take the time to research, assess risks, and make well-informed decisions. They understand that wise choices require patience and careful observation. The lesson here is straightforward: avoid acting on impulse. Wait until you have achieved clarity and confidence through thorough understanding and inner calm. The fourth principle is to think less about yourself and more about the world. True self-respect does not come from being consumed by personal concerns, but from recognizing our impact on the world around us. A disciplined mind is not trapped in self-centered thoughts, but instead looks outward, considering how its actions affect the greater community. A powerful example of this principle in action is Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. Under his leadership, Apple has prioritized sustainable initiatives such as using 100% renewable energy for its facilities and creating environmentally responsible supply chains. Cook does not define success solely by profit, but by how his company improves lives and protects the planet. This demonstrates that true self-respect is not rooted in personal ego, but in contributing value to society. The fifth and final principle is to let go of unnecessary desires. Desire is one of the greatest sources of human suffering, often keeping individuals trapped in a cycle of endless longing for things beyond their control. A disciplined person does not allow themselves to be enslaved by material ambitions or the illusion of fame. Instead, they recognize that true happiness comes from inner freedom, not external possessions. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, embodied this principle despite his immense power. Rather than indulging in luxury or seeking flattery, he lived a simple and noble life, dedicating himself to his duties and the well-being of his people. For him, power was not a means for personal gain, but a tool for service and wisdom. The lesson here is clear: when we learn to let go of unnecessary desires, our minds become lighter, our souls more at peace, and true freedom emerges from within. By practicing these 5 principles, you can cultivate a disciplined and resilient mindset. Discipline is the key to success and self-mastery. When you focus on what truly matters and eliminate unnecessary distractions, you become stronger, more composed, and more in control of your life. What are your thoughts on these principles? Share in the comments how you apply focus in your own journey. Self-mastery is not about exerting control over others. Rather, it is about overcoming the temptations, emotions, and internal barriers that exist within us. It is a deeply personal journey that no formal education can fully teach. Only personal experience can unlock its true meaning. While we learn about the external world through schools, books, and the wisdom of those who came before us, few of us take the time to ask ourselves the fundamental question: who am I really? The path of self-discovery is one of the most difficult yet essential journeys in life, and no one else can walk it on our behalf. Developing self-discipline, both physically and mentally, is the key to understanding our true nature. Stoic philosophy teaches us to listen to ourselves, accept what is beyond our control, and focus on inner growth. True freedom begins with mastering our thoughts and actions. The power of emotional resilience. Life is unpredictable, filled with ups and downs. We will inevitably encounter failures, rejections, losses, and unexpected changes. In such moments, emotional resilience becomes the defining factor that allows us to remain composed, persevere, and continue moving forward. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot escape life's difficulties, we can control how we respond to them. Emotional resilience is the ability to maintain a stable mental state despite challenges and adversity. It does not mean ignoring or suppressing emotions. Rather, it involves acknowledging them, processing them rationally, and using them to strengthen our inner resolve. According to Stoic philosophy, this resilience is built through accepting reality, shifting our perspective, and maintaining a sense of calm despite the uncertainties of life. The philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This wisdom underscores the idea that emotional resilience is not about expecting an easy life but about cultivating a mindset that enables us to face any challenge with strength and determination. One of the key Stoic principles that aid in developing emotional resilience is amor fati, or the love of fate. A true Stoic understands that certain events, such as external circumstances, the behavior of others, or the outcome of particular situations, are beyond their control. Rather than resisting what cannot be changed, they learn to embrace it with a calm mind and use it as a means for personal growth. For example, in a professional setting, one may face rejection or failure. Instead of being discouraged, a Stoic sees these experiences as opportunities for improvement and self-development. Another essential Stoic principle is the dichotomy of control. This concept teaches us to clearly distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. While we have the power to control our thoughts, reactions, and attitudes, we cannot dictate external events. By focusing only on what we can influence, we build inner strength and resilience. Consider the example of losing a job. Rather than panicking over the situation, a Stoic would channel their energy into seeking new opportunities, enhancing their skills, and preparing for a better future. Stoicism also encourages us to view adversity as an opportunity for growth. Every obstacle we face is a stepping stone to becoming stronger and wiser. By shifting our perspective, failures and difficulties transform from setbacks into valuable lessons. Instead of perceiving failure as the end, a Stoic sees it as a chance to cultivate resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. Patience and endurance are crucial in maintaining emotional stability over the long term. Practicing patience allows us to remain calm and composed, while endurance helps us accept reality without losing our spirit. These qualities can be developed through daily self-discipline and real-life experiences that test our ability to remain steadfast. To apply Stoic philosophy in everyday life, we can adopt practical habits such as daily journaling. Journaling is more than just recording events. It is a powerful tool for self-reflection and critical thinking. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, left behind Meditations, a collection of personal reflections that helped him maintain inner peace and self-mastery. Writing about our experiences, emotions, and areas for improvement allows us to gain an objective perspective and refine our reactions. For example, if we encounter a conflict, documenting our anger and analyzing whether it was justified enables us to manage our emotions more effectively in the future. Another powerful practice is silence. In Stoic philosophy, silence is not merely the absence of speech but a demonstration of emotional control and inner strength. When faced with criticism or provocation, the instinctive reaction is often to retaliate. However, practicing silence gives us the space to reflect, assess the situation objectively, and respond wisely rather than react impulsively. Silence conveys confidence, self-discipline, and mental fortitude, qualities highly valued in Stoicism. The Stoic concept of memento mori, remembering that we will die, is not meant to induce fear but to remind us of life's impermanence. Reflecting on death encourages us to focus on what truly matters, fostering gratitude, resilience, and a sense of urgency in living a meaningful life. By contemplating our mortality, we learn to let go of trivial worries and appreciate each moment with greater clarity and purpose. Integrating these Stoic practices into our daily routines allows us to build greater resilience, mental clarity, and a deeper appreciation for the present moment. When confronted with failure or unexpected situations, it is essential to remind ourselves that while we cannot control everything in life, such as other people's reactions or unforeseen circumstances, we can control how we respond. Repeating a simple yet powerful mantra, "I cannot control this, but I can control how I respond," helps us focus on our inner strength and maintain composure in challenging situations. Breath control is another effective Stoic practice for managing stress. By engaging in slow, deep breathing and focusing on each inhale and exhale, we regain balance, reduce tension, and cultivate the ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. This simple yet powerful technique enhances self-mastery and resilience in difficult moments. Living as a Stoic does not mean suppressing emotions. Rather, it involves learning to control them rationally so that external circumstances do not disturb our inner peace. Focus, discipline, self-mastery, and emotional resilience are the four fundamental pillars that empower us to build willpower and lead a steady, fulfilling life in the face of all challenges. In conclusion, we have explored the core principles of Stoic philosophy, principles that not only help us become better individuals but also bring tranquility, confidence, and the strength to navigate life's difficulties with resilience. Stoicism is not an abstract theory but a practical guide for modern living. It teaches us that true peace does not come from external factors, but from how we govern our inner world and respond to life's unpredictability. By cultivating focus, discipline, and self-control, we not only enhance the quality of our own lives, but also inspire those around us. What are your thoughts on these principles? Have you applied Stoic philosophy in your own life? Share your insights in the comments below with the phrase, "Live like a true Stoic," so we can learn and grow together. If you found this discussion valuable, don't forget to like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with future content. Click the notification bell to ensure you don't miss our upcoming videos, where we continue exploring Stoic principles for living a stronger and more meaningful life. See you in the next video.